there, YouTube. I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited checking out Uno Stacko from Mattel. This is for ages 8+. It's for 2+ players, and it's going to take you, I don't know, about 10 to 15 minutes to play most of the time. And in Uno Stacko, this is the classic game of Jenga. They're calling it Stacko because they didn't want to play Jenga, I'm assuming, but mixed in with Uno rules. So there's going to be draw twos and reverses and skips and all sorts of different stuff like that. It is a light, simple stacking game, but this is good. Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Uno Stacko. So first and foremost, we're a handy-dandy rule thing, which also doubles as a organizer, so you can straighten up your tower. And it's okay. It could be just a smidge bit clearer, but overall it's about one page, single-sided. It's got a couple pictures of the different symbols, and it should have you up and running in no time at all. So in Uno Stacko, this is pretty much Jenga, but with Uno rules mixed into it, where you're going to have to match the last color or number that is played and take out those tiles based on typical Jenga rules. You never played Jenga? Well, I can show you how to play it right now. So how do you win, though? You be the person that goes before the person who knocks the tower over. So if player 1 knocks the tower over in a 4-player game, then player 4 would win. Unless you're going in reverse, then player 2 would win, but let's just get to the game. So what are you going to do on your turn? Well, it's quite simple. You are going to take out one of these. The first player is just going to take out whatever they want. So using one hand and only one hand, and you can switch hands, you're going to feel around the tower for a loose piece like I just did right here with this 3, and then you can pop it out. Now, if you ever use 2 hands at one time, then someone's allowed to yell Uno, because this is, based on the immensely popular Uno, and if that happens, then you have to draw 2 blocks of a color selected by the player, which towards the end of the game can be really stinking bad. So I drew the yellow 3. So now the next player has to draw either a yellow tile or a 3. And the rule is you have to draw from one that is at least 3 rows down. So I couldn't draw from these top 3. It has to be from the ones down here. So they might do this, and they're going to do this reverse down here. So there's a reverse right here. So they take the reverse out, which now means the order changes. So it goes back to the player that just drew the 3. And they have to do either a reverse or a yellow. So let's check. Ooh, that actually is a little bit dicey. We'll take this 1 down here. I think that'll be fine. Oh my god! Okay, the 1 was not fine, which means the player who played the reverse would now win the game. And that's what you're going to be doing inside of Uno Stacko. There's a couple other tiles. First, you have the draw 2, which means the next person has to draw 2 of this color. So that is a little bit of a bummer. We also have Wild, where you announce the color that you want someone to do next. So you would say, the next one has to be reds, which can really screw people over, especially late in the game. And that's it. You're going to have reverses, wilds, draw 2s, and just your typical numbers. And you're going to continue to go until someone knocks over the tower, at which point the player who went before the player who knocked over the tower is the winner of Uno Stacko. Now, I do want to mention there's also another version of this game. I think it's the updated version of the game, which has a die that you roll the dice, and that actually tells you what you're supposed to do. And I'll talk more about that in the pros and cons, but that in a nutshell is how you're going to play Uno Stacko. Alrighty then, Uno Stacko from Mattel. What are my final thoughts? Let's go with the pros, let's go with the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. First and foremost, it is a very light, simple family/children's game. That is purely where this game is going to fall. Maybe party or family get-together kind of game, but for the most part, that is all you're going to get out of this game because there's not much strategy in this game. In fact, the only strategy really is when do I try to go for the skips and the draw 2s and the wilds, and then what do I pick? But other than that, very, very light on strategy in this game. Another comment I have this game is that towards the end of the game, especially if it's a lengthier game where everyone's playing pretty well, unlike how I did in the middle part, you'll get to the position where it's like, oh, I have to take a red, I lose the game. There's literally nothing I could do to pull out a red in which I have any chance of winning, and that is a little bit of a bummer, so I did not like that aspect of the game. Another odd comment I have with this game is that I actually like the updated version of the game that comes with a die better than this version of the game, just because towards the end of the game you will get into positions where if someone takes that blue, then you're just going to lose the game because you can't take a blue. So I do like how the die, which you actually roll and then it tells you what to do, I like that a little bit better. I thought that was a little bit of a cleaner system, and I would prefer to play that one over this one. Not that I think either of them is particularly terrible. I think they're both okay to good, depending on if you're the target market for this game. But I like the updated version with the die better. So if you have their choice between the two, I'd recommend that one. I don't know why you would have the choice between the two, but continuing onward. Any other cons that I have for the game? Oh, I don't like the win condition in the game. I understand that there's no good way for the game. I would prefer it and how we play it is everybody wins except for the one person who loses. And I like that version of the game better because you could just purely luck into winning the game. And I mean, there is a strategy in that aspect. It's like, all right, let's sit behind the youngest kid who's, got shaky hands and just like, I'm just taking pieces out all crazy. You want to sit by that kid because if you sit by that kid, then chances are he's just going to knock some stuff over and you're going to win the game. I don't know. I'm trying to nitpick this, but moving on to the pros, Uno Stacko is what you think it is. It's Jenga mixed with Uno. And if you are the kind of person who's like, yeah, that sounds like a pretty cool idea. I think my family or my kids would like that. This was a game that I could definitely recommend checking out. I do recommend the one with the dice, but yeah. So for the target market, this game works. And I actually had 2 copies of this game. I put it into my classroom. The kids can play it by itself, so it is a children's game. It's a fun family game. I played it with my son. He enjoyed playing the game, working on the numbers and the colors, the draw twos, the skips, all that sort of stuff. So for what it is, and what it tries to do, it works. And that's really all you need to know. Is this a gamery game? No, absolutely not. I'm never playing this on a game night. I'm probably never going to play this at a party, but we're talking about pros, right? So it hits the target demographic. The components are very nice. Like I really like these tiles. They're nice, thick plastic. The rules are pretty straightforward. They could be a little bit clearer, but honestly, I don't think you have too many hiccups on the rules. I do like how they have the handy dandy little straightener here, which then you can just flip over and put it back into the box, so it makes it easier to store. And in the end, Uno Stacko is a good game if you are the target market. If you are not the target market, then absolutely steer clear of this. But if you are the target market, if you like Uno, if you like Jenga, if you're looking for a fun children's game for kids ages, I'd say 7+. There's some 6-year-olds in my class who made up their own version of the rules, but I'd say 6 or 7+ for this. Uno Stacko is one you might want to check out. You can probably find it for cheap on the thrift, and it's not a terrible game. So it is Uno Stacko from Mattel, one that I can recommend if you got this far and you're like, man, that game sounds kind of interesting. Also, get the one with the dice if you can. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, coffee or tea. Me personally, I like tea better, but I need coffee more. I need that caffeine, and I've drank way too many energy drinks in my life, so I really need to stop drinking those. I probably drank like 1,000 energy drinks in my life, if not more. And apparently those things are really, really terrible for you. So yeah, I'm gonna stop drinking those unless I really need them. But let me know in the comments below, coffee or tea. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.